Here with Coach Mike Mincey. Carson-Newman knocks off Lincoln Memorial 85-58. Coach, it's the largest win for Carson-Newman over LMU since 1984. No player for LMU scores in double figures. First time that's happened for Carson-Newman in 13 years. What do you think how your team was able to perform really for the majority of the game, with the exception of maybe a 5-minute sequence in the first quarter?
I mean, obviously, with what happened this past weekend, and I actually read your article that if we'd have lost tonight, it would have been the first back-to-back-to-back losses in like 4 years, and that put a little heat on us to like, we can't allow that to happen. But nonetheless, I think like we talked about earlier, the girls were down about what happened this weekend. We knew, maybe we give up one, we don't give up both, and now we're coming back home. It's sack play. It starts a new season. And it's obviously it's a rivalry game, so we want to come out and play well. I thought they did a really good job out of the press for the most part, of not giving up easy stuff, contested things. I think LMU's legs were gone a little bit there. They shot pretty poorly in the first half, and on the flip side, we actually shot it really well. Shot 47 from the three, 47 from the field, 50 from the three, and it's back-to-back games at home that we've had this year when we played in Holt that we've had a bunch of threes and shot a really efficient percentage from the three-point range.
You're plus 19 on the glass. You outscore them. You get 21 second chance points, 20 total offensive rebounds. What do you think of the hustle from your team? Because I think you had 20 points off of turnovers as well.
Yeah. I think we've been rebounding pretty well. I think there's only been one game this year that we've actually gotten out rebounded. Obviously tonight, being at home, it was another thing. We need to continue to try to dominate the glass if we can. Obviously, offensive rebounding is a way for people to get playing time and get on the floor. We had multiple people do that. It wasn't just all Kayla. It was a lot of different people that was crashing offensive glass, and that's something that we want to continue to improve upon. And those are buckets that are just backbreakers for the other team when we shoot and we miss that first opportunity and get second opportunities with offensive rebounds. Obviously, as a coach, it's going to make you happy to out-rebound by that margin and certainly out-rebound by 12 on offensive glass.
4 double-digit scores tonight. Harley Smith wasn't too far behind as she stuffed the stat sheet. Felt like everybody that entered the floor today gave you really quality minutes. How encouraging is that for you as a coach?
That's what we needed. Coming back from the North Georgia loss, it was like, we need to try to figure out some kind of rotation. If we want to try to press this game, we need to try to play at least 10 guys, if not more. And I do feel like that everybody that touched the floor had some positive moments. Obviously, there were some negatives that we need to nitpick on, but for the most part, they got out there, they played well, they played together, shared the ball really well. Our assist-to-turnover ratio was much better this game. So obviously going into the very mini Thanksgiving break that we have, like one day, it's certainly, nice way to send ourselves off before we come back and start practice to prepare for Wingate.
Yeah, you have Wingate on Saturday. What's the key to victory against the Bulldogs at home?
I mean, it's the same thing. You just got to make sure that you're rebounding well. Wingate's very athletic. Could be a very up-tempo game with the style of play that they're doing this year in terms of the press. You got to take care of the basketball as always. And, if we continue to shoot a high field goal percentage in Holt Fieldhouse, you always like your chances when you're playing that way.